for the Ely Film Festival, and I thought, why not film while we're out here visiting? So we decided we're gonna take a little road trip and hit up Eureka to see some tunnels, and Austin, Nevada, where they have Stokes Castle. Let's see if we can do it all in one day.
All I know is that it feels like forever, but no one ever tells you that forever feels like home. Sitting all alone inside your head, and it's the stars.
Eureka was settled in 1864 by prospectors who discovered silver at nearby Prospect Peak. While most of the ore action has dwindled, the town spirit hasn't. Today it is known as the friendliest town on the loneliest road in America.
Outside of the window, I was sticking with you. We were only kids then, and we get soaked right through. We used to tell them I was staying in yours.
The Eureka Opera House was built in 1880, and it sits on the ashes of Oddfellows Hall. And in 1940, it was a movie theater. And today, it's a cultural arts center where you can see live performances, including the dance recital that we filmed while visiting. Check out the footage.
We grew up at midnight. We were only kids then. We grew up at midnight. We were only kids then.
So one of the main things to do in Eureka, and one of the more fun things to do in Eureka, is to take our historical walking tour. So there's about 50 old buildings and old properties that are listed on a map. You can walk the streets and find a little bit about our history. And our history is pretty rich. We started as a town in 1864, and at the peak in the 1870s we had over 10,000 people here. So it's a far cry from where we are today. But the history is very well preserved.
Okay, so tell me about these tunnels.
So this building we're standing in front of is one of the oldest in Eureka. It was built in 1873, and underneath this building are tunnels that were built by the Chinese laborers, also in the 1870s, and they used to go all throughout underneath the town. So what's left of them, they're pretty haunted. So we've had groups from all over the world come and do investigations on our tunnels. So you'll hear voices, doors will shut, you'll hear screams, you'll hear all sorts of things in the tunnels. We're about to go in. Now we're going to go into the main part of the tunnel. The governor of Nevada in 1898, his name was Reinhold Sadler, and he had a tunnel that went from his home right through here.
Wow.
There was two schools of thought on why he built a tunnel. One was back then the snows got really high in the winter, and he used it for convenience. The other was he was a kind of a crooked business guy, so he was worried he was going to get assassinated. So he didn't pop his head up. He came down through the tunnels and did his business and went back home. And we are under the street behind the motel, and the Colonnade Hotel is right there.
Wow, look at this.
How long are these tunnels?
They used to go half a mile. 30s and 40s, they got too heavy, they started collapsing in the streets. So the county started collapsing all the tunnels. So what you'll see here is what's left of them. You guys aren't claustrophobic, right?
No.
We're gonna find out.
to receiving the news on one of these devices. Well, that wasn't always the case. Back in the day, they had to wait for the newspaper to arrive to hear the latest news. I'm standing in the original press room here at the Eureka Sentinel Museum. So this cabin's pretty neat, right? Imagine living in one of these. It was one of the first homes built in Eureka back in 1865, and it's called the Tan Hill Cabin. Hold up, wait a second, just 1 second. Did you guys really think we were gonna give everything away in one video? Nah. So stay tuned for next week as you see our footage in Austin, Nevada. I'm Samantha, you can call me Sam with Spirit of Nevada, brought to you by the Richard Harris Law Firm.